Hey everybody. I'm not sure what I'm getting a yellow and red light. I don't know what's going on there. Hopefully I'm not. Hopefully my Wi-Fi is not jacked up. We had a little power outage earlier, so that's interesting on the colors. Now it's green. Hmm. Interesting. I'm not sure what's going on there. I've never really paid attention to that before, but I don't know what it's doing. Anyway, we're just getting warmed up here. I'm getting stuff started, but I wanted to jump on a little early and see if I can't check and make sure everything's working like it is supposed to. So bear with me for a minute and we'll get started. Yeah, I know I started in 3 minutes. I'm actually started early, so and this may not be viewable. Heck, I don't know. Yeah, it's still doing like a countdown thing. So if you see me on, shoot me a comment. Tell me you can hear me. I played with my live stream settings this afternoon, so looks a little different, and played with the sound, so that's also going to hopefully it's going to sound a little better than in the past, but you guys let me know. I'm just checking all my stuff out here right quick, so don't pay me no attention until we actually are at our starting time, because I don't even know if you can hear me or see me. So do, 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 do. Go over here. And we're doing a countdown on YouTube as well. So just going to hang out here for a minute. If you can hear me, give me a shout, say hi. But otherwise, I'm assuming you can't hear me or see me just yet. So if this all goes according to plan, I'll be able to see myself and check the audio settings and all that stuff. So yeah, I don't know what it's doing. Now it says it's waiting for me. I don't know what it's doing. Oh, I see what it's doing. I gotta. Why is it doing that? That's odd. It's got me in another window. Okay. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why it's doing that, but looks like it's working. Hey, Hooks, how you doing? Hey, I saw you live yesterday.
That's odd.
All right, let me turn my volume off here.
Another window.
I just want to make sure everything's working.
Okay.
All right, yeah, it did something weird. It went to another window. I still playing with this Facebook thing or YouTube thing live. But Hooks, I saw your live, a little bit of it yesterday. I think it was kind of sitting here watching it rain. I was like, hey, somebody's on live, so checked it out for a little bit. I got distracted. I think I had to go do laundry or something, so I came back and I kind of forgot about it, but hopefully you got in some catfish there. So, and we're gonna do a little crappie talk this evening. I'm just kind of getting my stuff together here, making sure everything's working. Thanks for letting me know you can hear me. My live stream's doing something odd though, because it. Hey Victor, how you doing, buddy? Live stream did something odd because I set up my live stream event through Restream, and it gave me, basically it set an event up on there, but then when I actually went live, it went to another window. I don't know why. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to play with that, see if I can, because I think that would confuse people, and I know it certainly confuses me. So anyway, we are live here on Sunday evening, and thanks for joining us. Going to do a little crappy talk, a little summertime crappy stuff, and just kind of talk about what's going on. I want to see one other thing right quick. Bear with me. Got a dog barking upstairs. I just want to make sure my stream's coming through. I know at least one of them's coming through Facebook, but holy cow. Let's see if this one's coming through. Should start soon. That's interesting. Let's go here. It's, I don't know. I got to figure that out, because when I set up an event through Restream, it seems to. Hey Rick, Nana Bear, how you doing, buddy? I got to get you those pictures from Coffeen last weekend, or was it last weekend? Yeah, last weekend. We caught some really nice bass up there. Not that we were trying to catch them, but we caught some nice ones. Figured you'd appreciate a few pictures. But something's weird about, like, I set up, and if y'all know anything about Restream or what software you use, but when I set up my event through Restream, it actually creates a placeholder on the different platforms I'm putting it on, but then when the actual live starts, it doesn't start within that event placeholder, if you will. So I got to do some research on that, because that's going to bug me, because I'm sure it's going to confuse people, because particularly on YouTube, because there's one thing that says I'm going live, and then there's another where I'm actually live, and it's gonna screw people up. So anyway, enough about me griping about software. Another technical challenge for me, right? So again, thanks for joining. Lovely Sunday here in Central Illinois. I was actually gonna do this outside. Hey Stuart, how you doing, buddy? How you enjoying this weather? So anyway, gave it half a thought of sitting out by the pool and doing my live tonight. I've done one before, and it was really pleasant outside. And I got out there and I started to set some stuff up, and about 5 minutes in, I was like, man, this is ridiculous. It's like 1,000,000% humidity out there. So I was like, we're going to the basement. So here we are. Yeah, it was very unpleasant. So I gave that a second thought. But so anyway, let's got a bunch of notes here. Personally, been busy. Had a week of 4 days of vacation this week, and I took managed to fix my camper roof. So I took the front 8 foot of it off, rebuilt all the. Apparently, it was leaking more than I had suspected. So I had to take 8 foot of decking off, and like 4 rafters, and redo the rafters, and some other good stuff. And I spent, all of last weekend. Last weekend taking it apart, kind of dodging raindrops, trying to keep it dry inside while I'm doing that. And then I started to put it back together on Monday. Spent 2 or 3 days just kind of getting everything all set, and it's good to go now. I'm happy with the outcome. I still got a little bitty tiny bit of touch up stuff to do, like trim and stuff, and I had to put a new ceiling panel in the front, so inside, and still got to get that secured to where it doesn't want to rattle around or fall down while the camper's going down the road. But got it all set, and hopefully get it back to storage this week. But yeah, I've been staying busy with. While I was on vacation, my boss called me and said, "Hey, by the way, when you come back, we're gonna have you on a new assignment." Only 1 day a week, Stuart. That's kind of disappointing, but I get you. Stuart says he's trying to fish 1 day a week and spend the rest of the week working in the backyard. I totally get that concept, but only 1 day a week sounds disappointing. If I were, if I had the time, I'd go 4 or 5 days a week. But there's a work thing that I got to do to support my fishing habit. So, eventually I'll have more time on my hands when I finally give up the work thing. So we'll see how that goes. But where was I? So I've been busy working on the camper, doing stuff around the house here, dodging raindrops. I did release a video last Friday. Last Friday. We were down at Reelfoot Lake and did some good down there. And that was actually from early April, one of our early trips. And I've got a big backlog of video footage I need to catch up with. But again, I've been kind of busy. So that was early April. I got one more from early April down at Reelfoot. Then we're getting on to other stuff. But there is a new video out there. We caught some really nice fish. If you want to check it out. And let's see what else we got. So really what I wanted to kick around this evening then, if y'all don't mind, is summer crappie fishing. So we've got we're definitely in post spawn mode now. So the fish are going to be out haunting other places in the lake, I'm assuming. So I just figured I'd kick around, well, I'm going to ask a question. So what's your favorite way, or your go-to way of fishing for crappie in the summertime? And I'll start and talk about a couple of mine, and then hopefully you guys chime in and tell me what your favorite is too. You don't have to tell me your fishing holes, just what's your favorite? How do you go? How do you like to go about it? So for me, I've always in the summertime, particularly the last 6-7 years since I learned how to spider rig, my go-to in the summer has kind of been spider rigging, right? So usually on a lot of smaller lakes, I'd go, trolling motor only lakes. I'd take my boat out, and that way I'm not fighting the houseboats and the pontoons and the the bass boats and the sea-doos and all that stuff. I like to stick to those. Like to stick to those smaller lakes when I'm spider rigging. Um, so done that a lot in the past in the summer. Otherwise, there was a time that I kind of thought that crappie fishing season was over by the end of May, right? So I didn't really do much in the summer, and I'd kind of give it up until September or so, and then get back after it in September. But I've kind of figured out there's still fish to be had, right? You just gotta know where to find them. So um, usually that spider rigging in those smaller lakes that aren't particularly deep, you find them out kind of stacked out in open water, not really associated to any structure. Like I like to call them free range chickens, uh, excuse me, just kind of hanging out there in space, and you troll around those small lakes, and they're usually not terribly deep either over that open water. It's 8 to 10 foot at the most normally. So and there's a couple little lakes I go to that's it's hard to even find 10 feet of water. So you're fishing 4, 5, 6 foot deep in about 8 foot, and you're picking them off here and there. So that's been pretty much my go-to in the summer. But the let me just check my notes here. I did the last couple of summers I did go up to Wren Lake and fished in the stumps post spawn early summer, and spider rigged in the stumps. What the heck that was? Spider rigged in the stumps did really good. And fish are kind of hanging out in those stump fields, and sometimes they're right up on the structure, sometimes they're not, but they're pretty easy to pick off with the spider rigging through those stumps. It's just you've got to fight you've got to fight the stumps, and they grab your line and all that stuff. So, but more recently, I've kind of gotten into pulling some crankbaits. So long lining, if you will. So and it really started sort of by accident. I've always wanted to do some trolling for walleye, and my buddy's got a place down on Bull Shoals Lake, and I actually tried it some years back, and it was very apparent I didn't know what the heck I was doing. So but I went down there and tried it. I bought a bunch of $15-$16 crankbaits and stuff to pull behind the boat, and just it was a big waste of time and money, but I didn't know what I was doing, right? So I thought I'd try it again last year. Had opportunity to go down there because I was helping him out putting a roof on his place down there. So I went down and fished a few days, drug some crankbaits, and I actually caught some walleye. Go figure. But in the meantime, I'm catching some small walleye. I'm catching some small Kentucky bass, some smallmouth, and I even caught a couple of white bass and a couple of what do you call them? Pumpkin seeds. I caught like these pumpkin seeds, like oh, can't even see my fingers, like that big. I mean, they were huge on crankbaits, and so it was a lot of fun. But I did catch I think for the whole trip I caught, and it was like 2.5 days. It was really 3 days, but I didn't get to fish because all day, but maybe half a day on a couple because because it was raining. and hailing and storming and all that good stuff. It was wet down there last year, but so I it was most of 2 days. I caught three walleye, two small ones, and I did catch one that was a keeper. But what I caught most of was crappie. I actually caught my personal best crappie down there. It's 2.42 pounds, and I was like, that might come in handy for other occasions, other lakes around where I live, right? So, yeah, there's some lakes that that don't run that deep around here that pulling crankbaits through is probably not a good idea, especially if there's a lot of structure, like say the north end of Wren Lake. No, you don't, unless you like giving your crankbaits away. You don't want to do that. But there are other lakes. I've been to Coffeen Lake in here in Central Illinois. That, and I'll tell you what. One moment, please. I just can't get that frog out of my throat. I started talk. It was fine before I started talking, and then he jumped out of there. So, but yeah, so Coffeen Lake used to be a power plant cooling lake for Coffeen power plant. They've shut that down a couple of years ago, but that reservoir runs up to 60 foot deep, and there's not a lot of structure other than there's a bunch of humps and stuff out in the middle of the lake. But you can drag crankbaits through there. I don't think I've ever been snagged out there. I don't think I've ever been snagged pulling crankbaits out there. So fairly clear, unless you get too close to the bank and you get up on a lay down or something. But never had an issue getting snagged there. So. So, I went up there a couple times last year. Did real well. I've been up there twice so far this year, and about the same results. I took my daughter up there one day. We caught 11, and we were focusing on about 20 to 30 feet of water, and trying to run across points and stuff like that. And that seemed to be pretty good. We caught a bunch of catfish too, and some bass, of course. So, and then we got went back not not this weekend, not the past weekend, but the weekend before that. And the water temperature at that time was in the 70s. We went back a couple weeks ago and took my buddy Phil up there. Water temp was like 85 to 88, depending on where you were. So the temperature really jumped, and it was hard to find fish in 20, 30 feet of water. We caught a few, but I mean, there was nothing consistent. It was like one here, and then you'd go like 300 yards and you'd catch another one. But I mean, the action was real slow. So I decided, well, we'll go up to what used to be the hot water canal, or where the discharge was at Coffeen. So we'll go up there and run through that canal, because it's relatively deep there and it drops off pretty quick from the bank. And I'd had some luck there in the past. When me and my daughter were there, we caught a few. So but to get there, you got to troll through basically the deep end of the lake where the dam is, right? So, and Coffeen is a horsepower restricted lake, so I couldn't run my big motor. So we just trolled up there. I kept dragging those crankbaits, and I didn't pull them up and run down to the other end of the lake, because I could have gone a little faster had we done that. But I just kept trolling, and we hit 45 feet of water, 50 feet of water, and I'm looking at the live scope as we're going along, and I'm seeing balls of shad out there in that 40, 45, 50 foot of water. And I guess the fish were associating to deeper water, or they're just chasing shad out in that deeper water. So we're going through there, and I'm seeing balls of shad, and then you'll see a few blips at 10 to 15 foot, 10 to 15 foot below those shad, right? So we're like, okay, I'm just checking it out. Pretty soon, my buddy Phil in the back, he's got one of these on. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. It's a little Bandit. Actually, this is a smaller one. It's a Bandit crankbait, and it's a chartreuse shad. Because I've got the background going here, you probably can't see that chartreuse stripe on there, but called the chartreuse shad. And I think he had a 200 model on there. And man, I mean, he'd catch fish, and as soon as he got that fish off there, threw the line back in, it started running again. Bam! He's got another one. He caught like 6 of them in a row. So I kind of determined at that point that, well, probably those fish are probably out here hanging in that deeper water, because I kind of had that same experience last year. We were out there and we couldn't get a bite unless we were in 40 foot plus of water. So I guess those fish are hanging out deeper, probably over the thermocline or whatever, chasing those schools of shad out there. They like that, maybe that deeper, cooler water. So gonna get out there again soon. Hopefully, maybe next weekend, 4th of July weekend. Yeah, sure. And so we'll see how that goes. But there's some other places I want to go. So, for instance, Shelbyville. I want to go to Shelbyville. I want to crappie fish. I want to walleye fish too, walleye sucker. And my problem there is that, like I was alluding to earlier, I don't want to fight my boat's big enough; it can handle some bouncing around, but I don't want to be fighting the houseboats and the Sea-Doos and all the other what I call nuisance watercraft, quote, nuisance watercraft, unquote. I just don't feel the need to do that. So I thought maybe I'd get up there during the week when I was off this week, but the weather and the project I had going on didn't really allow for it. So might have to take another day off through the week or something and sneak up there when not everybody is out there driving around making waves. So that's kind of my stance on it. But the bigger lakes, I'm going to defer on until maybe in the fall when there's less going on. So, and I understand there's some good spider rigging opportunities there at Shelbyville too. So that's going to be maybe give that a look in the fall, or if I can get a day through the week over the summer, get up there. So really want to get after some of them walleye too, because I bought a bunch of stuff for it, so I need to get after them. So, but what else we got? Anybody else? What's your favorite way to fish for them in the summer? Did that. Yeah, we were running mostly Bandit 200s and Arky lures for those too. That they have one in a hot pink. I don't know if I got it here. I don't know if I got one here or not, but Oh, no, that's a different color. Yeah, hot pink with silver glitter in it seemed to be really popular too. Besides that chartreuse shad, but yeah, it's good fun. So, and I found my my Millennium Spider Lock rod racks for for spider rigging are also very versatile for that particular endeavor. So I've got multiple mounting locations on my boat where I can turn them around, face them backwards or off to the side or forward. So I've I've got those little mounting plates all over the boat for that purpose. So they work really well for it. Tickle in my throat. Oh, bing bang. Okay, so what else do we have here? I'm just making sure everybody's awake here. Everybody check in. Give me a thumbs up, will you? White bass in the islands. Where did I go? Oh. Where am I? What am I doing here? Come on. I don't even know what's going on here. Okay, whatever. My Facebook on my phone's been. Anybody notice Facebook's different today? It looks weird today. I don't know if they did an upgrade or what the story is, but it's odd. So, anyway, so yeah, spider rigging and long lining crappie are kind of my favorites over the summer. I do understand that there's a good brush pile bite at Wren Lake during post spawn if you can find those brush piles. So might get out there, get a look at that. I know we've got some veterans some veterans things going on there later this fall that I kind of need to get my act together for. I'm actually, I don't know if I've said this before or not, but I'm actually considering. Well, it's not considering. I'm actually going to fish in a tournament this fall. Probably embarrass the heck out of myself, but it is for a fundraiser for the AMVETS Outdoors. AMVETS Outdoors chapter out of Murfreesboro or Nason, Illinois. So it's a good time. They do a lot of good work for veterans, getting them out fishing and stuff like that. So it's really good stuff. But before I move on, I almost forgot about this. I got a new tackle box I want to show off. And usually I don't like to show off like gear and stuff like that, but I thought this was pretty cool. So as I've acquired more long lining equipment, more crankbaits, I was showing you this box here earlier, right? I realized that I need probably a better storage. Okay, don't step on that, Dan, wherever it went. But I need a better storage solution for these because this is what I've got right now. I've got this here. I've got some boxes that I could reuse, like these storm boxes, but then I've got a lot of these, like it's a cotton cordell thing, and these bandit boxes and stuff. They're kind of a one-use type of thing, right? So some flicker shads. These are all in just cartons that when you take them out, you're not putting them really back in to protect them or anything. They're just gonna lay around. So my current storage solution is just throw them in this box after I use them, or that, or I've got I've got a couple of these zip bags that I have new ones in, right? So these are all Bandits for the most part. And then I've got a bunch of Strike King XD stuff here and some other Bandit 300s. And these are all fine. This works fine when these are still in the box. This is actually a zipper case for the spider rigging drift socks that I bought. But so this works great for storage when they're still in the box. But once you take them out of the box, there's going to be a little problem here, right? Because you're trying to reach in here, pull stuff out. You're going to get a hook in your finger, and you're going to get all tangled up. And and then I've got another tray full of them here too, right? So it's all I'm kind of all over the place with it. But so I'd been thinking about kind of a better solution for storing that stuff, and I just happened to see there's a guy named Dave Johnson who I think he's a big tournament fisherman guy, and he had posted on Facebook that he was selling his bait box along with like 193 crankbaits for crappie fishing. And I was eyeballing that. I was like, man, that's nice. And I didn't quite have $450 to lay out to buy all his stuff, right? So, and plus I already have a handful of stuff for my own crankbaits that I bought. Most of his were custom, but I just didn't have $450 laying around for that. So, but he did inspire me to go look at these right here. And this is hopefully you can see this. And the color is probably a little off because I got this background going on. You can probably see some of the color coming in it, but B&B tangle-free bait box. And this is basically a storage box for crankbaits, and it's a model 964, and as you can see, it's got 96 bait holders, spots for you to put your bait into, and it's 4 inches deep. So it'll hold a lot of stuff like these Bandit 300s, these flicker shads I have, the Arky lures, the Hottentots, so, and I don't have a ton of storage on my boat. To begin with, I've got 2 storage boxes. One's full of drift socks for my spider rigging gear, and the other's got my live scope box and all the hookups and the battery, the battery storage and the battery switch and everything in there. And it's only about like that. So I don't have a ton of storage on the boat to begin with. And I was just thinking, man, I could use something that, I don't have 4 boxes full of stuff. I don't have a Bass Cat where it's got like all the underdeck storage and all that, and like Mike Baker does. Mike's got a ton of storage and he's got it all organized in these trays and he's got it going on, but I don't have that. So I just had to think of a better solution for storing my crankbaits, and this is what I came up with. So gave the folks at B&B Tangle Free Bait Boxes a call. 2-3 days I had this in hand, and it's good stuff. So, but the folks who run it are Bill and Barb Stanke. They're out of Red Granite, Wisconsin. Super nice guy. I talked to him on the phone, and You can't order online. You got to give them a call. But guys, ever look into something like that, you might want to check them out because this is good stuff. And this box floats, and it's got a nice little zipper thing on it. It's got a little sleeve in here. You can tuck your maps into, or whatever any other kind of gears and tools or whatever. So it's really cool. So I'm going to be putting that to a lot of good use. So I just wanted to show that off because I thought it was cool. And say it's heavy duty. It's not, if you step on it, you're not going to crush it or anything. So not that I plan on stepping on it, but I likely will because that's what happens in my boat. But yeah, I thought it was really cool. And apparently they've been around a while, but I just was never aware of that type of setup. And I'm kind of happy Dave was trying to sell his stuff because I like what I got. So anyway, but that kind of leaves me in another dilemma because I showed you about what I've got there, and I might be able to fill half of it up. So that means I got to go spend some more money on crankbaits. And they ain't cheap. But, all for a good cause, right? But no, I just wanted to show that off. So like I say, if you're interested in something like that, give them a ring. They've got a Facebook page, B&B Tangle Free Bait Boxes, and they'll hook you up. So that's good stuff. I'm just trying to figure out what I wrote on my notes here because I totally don't get it. Oh, okay. So anyway, no. Yeah, I want to be getting. Like I say, I took this weekend and last weekend off playing with the camper, and then I go back to work this week, and I think they want me to work a bunch of overtime, but we got a 3-day weekend coming up, so I'm going to be out. Hopefully, I'm working my other job on Friday. Yeah, Friday night, and then so I'll probably be tired Saturday, but I'm probably gonna try to get out Sunday, Monday if the weather's not terrible. And the thing is, if we're actually out doing my live in this weather, I can't tolerate it. But if I'm fishing for some reason, I'd be able to tolerate the humidity. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, I'd probably do all right tolerating the humidity if I'm fishing. You're out on the water, you get a little breeze, right? So, but boy, it was stuffy out back a while ago, and there was no breeze. Anyway, but yeah, gonna be doing a little more spider rigging this summer. Trying to do some more trolling. I got walleye sauger on the horizon. Never know when that's going to happen. And I've got some fall stuff with ambats we're going to get after. But mostly I'm going to be catching up on video. Do I have any more notes here? No, I think that's it. Depending on what the week brings, I might try to push a couple more videos for this week because I got a lot of catching up to do. Like say, most of my material right now is back in early April, so I'm a little bit behind, and I've been going pretty much every week or weekend. So I got to get some of that video out there, but I don't want to put crap out there either. So bear with me. We'll get some more stuff going, and hopefully sometime this fall we're doing a fish fry of some variety. So be more than happy to share my spoils with y'all when that comes along. And don't forget to check out our friends They're right up here. Let's see. Let's start on this side. Okay. Right here. So these are folks that help me out with and sharing videos and or producing videos and or baits and stuff like that. So they'd appreciate you come out, give them a look and a like on their pages, and check out what they got to offer. Book a trip with them, buy some bait. That'd be awesome. They've got some good. Everybody's got some good stuff here. So we got. Hang on. Getting Jiggy Jigs. He's out of Columbia, Illinois. He makes some very nice, very durable hand ties, premium hand tied jigs. And they're the real deal. There's some good stuff. So make sure you check them out. We got my724outdoors.com. He actually Ray with that outfit came and joined us down at Reelfoot on our last video. However, he didn't let me film him, so I'm going to mention him in the video, but he he didn't let me turn the camera on him. So but he did get down there and hung out for a couple days and did film some of his own content. So looking forward to what he did down there, because he did some pretty cool stuff too. So make sure you go check him out. And then you got Buckbrush Fishing Guides. It's Jason Dudley and crew. Let's see, Jason Dudley. I don't know what happened there. Jason Dudley, Blake Ray, and Crazy Coop at Buckbrush Fishing Guides. Good fellows. They do some really excellent work with veterans. So make sure you check them out. And then of course, I can't. Right here, Brush Pile Jigs. That's Mr. Lee Sharp and Brush Pile Pete up at Brush Pile. Make sure I say it right. Brush Pile Jigs, Sharp Outdoors LLC out of Decatur, Illinois. Brush Pile Jigs on Facebook and or all of these guys have Facebook pages too. So make sure you check them out. We're going to be doing some. If I ever get caught up with video, we're going to be doing some specific content with Brush Pile Jigs. So that's coming out TBD, but we will get some stuff out there, and we're going to be doing some summer stuff. I think I'm going to do like just a spider rigging episode with all jigs, and just and we're going to use all brush pile jigs, and I'm sure we'll pick up a mess of fish. So, but yeah, just watch for content with them. But make sure you go check those guys out. That's all I've got to say for now. We'll shoot for 2 weeks, and I'll try to get it scheduled tonight, actually. So, but I got to figure out why my restream shows that different in a different place than where I schedule it. So I got to figure that part out. Probably have to go to YouTube, do some research. But anyway, that's all I got for now. Thanks for joining us. We'll try to get another video out later this week, and with any luck, maybe one for Sunday too. So fingers crossed. But we'll see how we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But thanks for joining me. Y'all have a good evening. I didn't see any more comments, so I'm assuming nobody wanted to chime in on on what kind of summer fishing they like to do. But anyway, we'll kick it around again next time.